And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for continuing to join us. We're going to get right back into it here with the tag team division, but let's take a look at what happened earlier tonight. Zack Ryder, earlier tonight before the cameras went on air, referencing the Alpha Elites Open Challenge here, Zack Ryder says he's got the A players tonight, and he promises that the tag team championships will change hands tonight. So, well, I'm interested to see who he's got lined up here, but here we go. We're set for another matchup here, and greeted by the arrival of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Jason Jordan and Roderick Strong. And you talk about guys that have been on a roll for the last few weeks. Heading into WrestleMania, they were able to just step on the scene, really up their game, and take those tag team championships away from the Dominant family, who have now moved on to the SmackDown brand. But the Alpha Elites have been on the top of the mountain ever since, and they've just been looking for competition every week. So far, they've been able to, everybody that stepped up, they've been able to put them down. But again, Zack Ryder stating that he has the answer. He has the solution here tonight. And here he comes. Speak of the devil. And Zack Ryder, again, he has promised that he has found the next great tag team in WWE here on Monday Night Raw. And with this, as questionable as the tag team division has been, I personally welcome any new competitors or ideas to the tag team division here. Again, when Jason Jordan and Roderick Strong are out here just issuing open challenges to anybody and everybody, we definitely need to boost the tag team division here on Raw, and I do believe that we're under a renaissance here, as we've seen the arrival of TM61 on Monday Night Raw, and they're mixing it up with Breezango, but Zack Ryder's got something to say here. Looks like he's guaranteeing a real challenge, and he has assembled the next dominant faction in the WWE, not just a tag team. What is he talking about? He's going to be looking for gold of his own as well, referencing the OWN screwing him out of the King of the Ring tournament last week, as Adam Cole cost Zack Ryder his qualifying match against Velveteen Dream. And who do you have, Zack Ryder? He's got the aces in the pocket there. New York's finest. Zack Ryder. What is this? Tony Nese. Zack Ryder has stated he's put together a dominant faction called New York's finest, and we got Tony Nese and Kurt Hawkins. Okay. So Zack Ryder obviously seeing something in these two guys that I guess the majority of the WWE Universe doesn't see the same thing. I personally am a little taken back by this. Again, Tony Nese just getting his feet wet here on Monday Night Raw. And Kurt Hawkins, not the most successful competitor we've ever seen. But you never know. Maybe under the tutelage of Zack Ryder, they can get things straightened out. Now, we do know that Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder have a history together. Former tag team there with the now retired Edge. But again, it looks like these guys are bringing a lot of energy. I see a new attitude in Kurt Hawkins here. And Tony Nese, again, he's only had 2 or 3 matches here in the WWE, and I believe they've all been against Samoa Joe. Now, he did show flashes of greatness in some of those matches, but again, I mean, this guy's as green as they come, so stepping in the ring with the tag team champions, I don't know if this is a good idea for Zack Ryder to guarantee a victory here tonight. But regardless, looks like this is happening and we're doing this. GM Punk must have signed off on this because as you can see there, the tag team championships are on the line. And here we go. Kurt Hawkins, Tony Nese, they look ready. So step up to the plate here, boys. Now's your time to shine. And an unceremonious start for Kurt Hawkins as he's immediately thrown to the outside. Oh! But there you go. Looks like Hawkins is developing a little bit of a new attitude here, and I do see a little bit of a swagger in his walk. Hawkins looks to be a little more comfortable, and why not? Oh, and a nice suplex on the ramp on the outside. That'll do some damage to anybody. Kurt Hawkins right in the face of Roderick Strong, and Roderick Strong is not having it. He got a shot in there on Hawkins, but Jason Jordan looks to get back in there and regain control with a nice belly-to-belly, but Kurt Hawkins with a beautiful reversal there. And a chop that lights him up, and he's got Jason Jordan on the ropes here. Kurt Hawkins just continuing with those hands to the ribs. Oh, and follows it up with a rebound clothesline, and Jason Jordan looking a little shocked here. I must say I don't blame him. And Roderick Strong able to cut off the momentum there of Kurt Hawkins. And believe it or not, you might say that's cheap or dirty, but I disagree. I think that's perfect tag team wrestling right there. When your partner's in trouble and he's down on the ground and he's not faring so well, I mean, you do what you got to do. And here comes Roderick Strong in to take care of some business with a high knee. And Tony Nese with a power slam reversal out of nowhere. And again, Nese has got some new garb here, some new threads, but looks like he's got a new attitude as well. He and Kurt Hawkins are showing a little bit more confidence here. And again, I'm not extremely familiar with Tony Nese. I've only really seen him in action here against Samoa Joe and one or two matches he had with Samoa Joe over there on SmackDown. But again, I could tell he does have he does have flashes of greatness in him. He reminds me a little bit of Adrian Neville in the sense that he's got the power, but he's the size of a cruiserweight, so he's got that speed advantage as well as he whips Roderick Strong into the corner there and sets Kurt Hawkins up to get in a clean shot on the ribs and another kick there, and Kurt Hawkins is going to work on Roderick Strong. And here you see, again, some good tag team wrestling. They're isolating the competition as Kurt Hawkins goes for the pinfall. Isolating the competitor, cutting off the ring. And that's what you got to do in a tag team match. So you got to do everything in your power to keep your opponent in your corner, on your side of the ring. That way he can't make that crucial tag out. And here you go. Oh, and Kurt Hawkins with a shot to Jason Jordan there. That was quicker than a hiccup. Roderick Strong's fighting back, though. And this is going to be quite the challenge, again, for Kurt Hawkins and Tony Nese. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, but again, Kurt Hawkins' track record does speak for itself. He's not been the most successful competitor the WWE's ever seen. But Tony Nese is a big question mark. Again, you got that unknown factor. You know, nobody really has scouted Tony Nese. So Jason Jordan and Roderick Strong, they don't really know what they're getting into here with him. But I feel if they can keep Kurt Hawkins in there, that's going to give them a better chance. I'm not knocking Kurt Hawkins. I'm just saying from his previous experience, his previous history, based on what I know and what I've seen, the Alpha Elite's best chance of victory tonight is going to be to keep Kurt Hawkins cut off from Tony Nese. You see Zack Ryder out there looking on at his new prospects here, and that was a little awkward. Oh, and a nice super kick from Kurt Hawkins there. And so far, so good for New York's finest, as Zack Ryder has referred to them. And look at, what the hell is this? Holy shit! And Kurt Hawkins is on a mission to impress here. Oh, and Roderick Strong able to cut him off. Hawkins looks like he was able to, he was trying to knock Roderick Strong off the apron there, but second time's a charm for Kurt Hawkins. And Jason Jordan looks like he's struggling to get to his feet a little bit here. And Hawkins with the overdrive! And Kurt Hawkins may have put this match away. 1, 2, the tag team! Oh my God! Jason Jordan kicks out at a 2. And I swear I thought the tag team titles were changing hands right there. As Jason Jordan shows some heart and resiliency there. Hawkins hit that overdrive neckbreaker faceplant. Here we go. We got a roll-up. And you can see the aggressiveness level is turned up here tonight for New York's finest. They are trying to find any way that they can to get this victory, whether it's by hook or crook here. They'll take a roll-up. They'll take a knockout, whatever they can get. You see another piece of double team on display there with the hip toss. And Tony Nese, whoa! And a little bit of a miscommunication. Tony Nese with a springboard going for the cover there. Now, he did hit Jason Jordan with that, but he also hit Kurt Hawkins inadvertently. So these two have some work to do together. They got to develop. You can't just slap two people together and expect them to perform like a well-oiled machine. These guys are going to have to get some time under their belts and develop a little bit of chemistry, just like Jason Jordan and Roderick Strong did. And Tony Nese going up to the top. Kurt Hawkins is still out there shaking it off. And Tony Nese with a big knee off the top. He covered a lot of ground there. And Jason Jordan finds himself shocked. What a huge pop-up powerbomb and right into the cover. Roderick Strong's coming in here to make sure. And I don't think Jason Jordan was going to kick out of that one. Roderick Strong slid in there and took out the ref and broke up the pin all in one felt motion. And Tony Nese, my God, what was that, a 630? What an impressive move by Tony Nese. And now we see Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is over here taking care of Roderick Strong. And Jason Jordan has been in the ring for quite some time. And Roderick Strong has just been taken out. Jason Jordan has been isolated. And here we go. Kurt Hawkins rolls him up. 1, 2, and that's it. We have new tag team champions. What did I just see? The referee was knocked out. Another referee had come in. Zack Ryder took Roderick Strong out of the equation, leaving Jason Jordan prone in the ring. Kurt Hawkins was able to roll him up, secure the victory, and Zack Ryder's guarantee has come to fruition. You are looking at new Raw Tag Team Champions in what I have to call a massive upset. New York's finest, Kurt Hawkins and Tony Nese in their first match as a tag team, and they're carrying tag team gold. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like tag team action, stick with us, because upcoming we have Apollo Crews teaming up with Sting to take on the Gentleman's Club. That is next. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, and I am still catching my breath from the events that just took place before our eyes. Right before the commercial break, we saw Zack Ryder introduce a new team, a new stable, in Kurt Hawkins and Tony Nese, calling themselves New York's finest, as, of course, all three men hail from the great state of New York. But more importantly, these two men stepped in the ring and took care of the Alpha Elites in a shocking upset, and they are walking out of here with the Raw Tag Team Championships tonight. And I did not see that coming. I got to give all credit to Zack Ryder there, as he was an integral part of that matchup. Definitely influenced that decision and the outcome of the match. But we have got to switch gears, as difficult as that may be. As you can see in the ring before our eyes, Apollo Crews steps out here once again in hopes of getting his hands on Aiden English. Crews will be teaming up with the Universal Champion Sting. And both of these men recently have had confrontations and issues with the Gentleman's Club. And hopefully we can get some of that resolved here tonight. And again, you know the only way to do that is to put your ass in the ring. You got a problem with somebody? Get them out there in the ring. And our GM, CM Punk, definitely is an advocate for that kind of action. And listen to this crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome the legend, the Hall of Famer, the future Hall of Famer, I should say. WCW's own Sting. Now part of the WWE, the Monday Night roster and Monday Night Raw roster. Sting was able to capture that Universal Championship back at the Royal Rumble in a spectacular Fatal 4-Way. And he has done everything he needs to do to hold on to that since then. And I gotta say, since coming back here to the WWE and rejuvenating his career, Sting has really been more than impressive in my eyes. I mean, I don't know. Like, the fans seem to be responding to him very well, but you hear a lot of talk about getting rid of these older guys these days and pushing the younger talent, but I don't really feel that with Sting. I feel like Sting belongs here. I think he's right exactly where he needs to be. And he plans on holding that Universal title for a long time. As the challengers come and go. And Sting and Apollo Crews are ready to do business. And speaking of challengers for the Universal title, it seems that the freak Lars Sullivan of the Gentlemen's Club has been eyeing that title for a few weeks here, and he's really made his presence known to Sting. A few weeks ago, he just walked out here just like they are right now. Lars walked right in the ring without saying a word and just hit that freak accident on Sting. You may be looking at the next #1 contender in Lars Sullivan. And then you got Aiden English there as well, who's had his fair share of issues with Apollo Crews. Aiden English was able to abolish Apollo Crews there a few months ago. These two gentlemen had a best-of-7 series of matches, and it went 7 full matches, and Apollo just barely unable to pick up that last victory, and Aiden English won the Raw roster spot. Well, since CM Punk has stepped on the scene as the GM and partial owner of Monday Night Raw, he decided to bring Apollo Crews back and give him his own Raw contract. And here you go, and you can see there's a good example of why. Apollo Crews equals athleticism personified. That is not an algebraic equation. That is just a fact. Look at this man. You talk about speed, power, and agility. Oh my God. Apollo Crews displays all of those and more. But here you go. You see his weakness right there. Is there's just the numbers game. He shifted his focus to Lars Sullivan as Lars was mouthing off there on the outside, and Aiden English was able to hit that German suplex, but Apollo Crews back on his feet, and he's able to, well, I was going to say he hit a big shot on Jack Gallagher there, but credit to Gallagher as he kind of just took that, and he's fighting back like a champ. I'm seeing a lot of scrappiness out of Jack Gallagher in recent weeks. He's really stepped up to the plate. And again, these three gentlemen, they've been well, I use that word gentleman lightly. Look at Apollo Crews, bang, with a discus right hand to Jack Gallagher. But I was saying these three gentlemen have been quite impressive in the last few months, picking up a big WrestleMania victory and really just beginning their domination of the Raw roster here. I feel like the Gentlemen's Club is still kind of on the rise. I feel like they haven't peaked yet. And like I said, they seem to be interjecting themselves into that Universal title talk. Jack Gallagher, quite impressive in his own right. This guy can move around the ring. Believe me, he can match move for move with anybody on this roster as he tags in Aiden English. I would call Aiden English the most cerebral competitor of the Gentlemen's Club. Absolutely. This guy, he can really trip you out in the ring. He's very unorthodox, but he's very intelligent. As Sting hits that big patented elbow drop, it's not going to be enough to put away a competitor of the caliber of Aiden English. And the missing piece of the puzzle here, as you can see, is Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan and Sting had that great WrestleMania match, but since then they've kind of been buddy-buddy. They've really found a respect for each other, and they've kind of had each other's backs. And again, Daniel Bryan and Sting seem to be kind of teaming up with Apollo here, and all with a common goal. They're trying to abolish the Gentlemen's Club. It's that simple. They see these guys as a threat, really. Maybe not necessarily a cancer, but like a threat. And that's okay. That's what they're here for. Like I said, if you're not here to fight and you're not here to be the champion, Sting is more than willing to step up against any one of these guys and defend that title. Apollo Crews, on the other hand, his vendetta is a little more personal against Aiden English. Again, you see a nice athletic moonsault there. Standing moonsault. But Apollo Crews kind of taking it personally that Aiden English took money out of his mouth, took food out of his mouth, money out of his pockets, you know, for those few months that Apollo was jobless. And he holds Aiden English responsible for that. Nice slip out there, but you can see the size of this guy. I mean, this We have a lot of guys on the roster here that move around like cruiserweights, but Apollo Crews is absolutely the personification of that as he hits that cruise control. Almost gets the 3 count as Sting's able to take out Aiden English. I was going to say Apollo Crews is probably the fastest quote-unquote big man that we have on the roster. I mean, he's the size of a heavyweight. You can see he's in the gym 24 hours a day. But if you ask me, I think he's a little bit faster than people like Jack Gallagher. I mean, he's got that speed, the agility. This guy can hit moonsaults and 360s and shooting star press. Here you go. He just hops right back up on the top. And like I said, Apollo Crews, that's very comfortable territory for him. But here you go. He switches it up. Goes right from speed to power. He just deadlifts Jack Gallagher into a gut wrench. And I have been quite impressed with Apollo Crews since his return. Right there's what Jack Gallagher can do. He can hit you anytime. You talk about unorthodox. He and Aiden English, 2 of the most unorthodox competitors we have in the entire WWE. And Aiden English finds a way out of that belly-to-belly. And Apollo Crews with a nice counter. Outside, lurking around, is the dangerous freak, though. And I see a world of potential in Lars Sullivan. And a big splash there. Honestly, I think if Lars ever does get his Universal Championship shot against Sting, I hate to say it, man, but I think I'd put my money on Sting. And there you go. Beautiful standing moonsault there to Aiden English. And that athleticism on display once again. Apollo Crews, anytime he can get his hands on Aiden English, I feel like he's going to be satisfied with that for the rest of his life. He's going to be chasing down Aiden English for a long time. English has got to come up with a plan to get rid of this guy, or danger will ensue. And there's one way to do it. You tag out and get your buddy in there, and Jack Gallagher looking around. He's got something in mind here. And a nice standing drop kick to perfection. A second one. And Jack Gallagher off the ropes here, and he's got a head of steam with a cross body. Jack Gallagher's got a train of momentum on his side as he hits a huge headbutt, and that just knocked Apollo Crews out cold. Crews's body just went limp. And he's sent into the corner here, and Jack Gallagher is tearing it up right now. Crews doing everything he can to fight out of that corner. I don't blame him. I think he's still reeling from that headbutt. He looks like he's still kind of out of it here. Jack Gallagher hits a nice European uppercut. The thing about Jack Gallagher is he's 99 out of 100 times, he's going to be the smaller dog in the fight. Oh, nice shot there as Lars Sullivan slips a chair in the ring. But Jack Gallagher doesn't let that affect him. He doesn't let it phase it. He actually thrives on that. He finds ways to use his competitor's momentum against him. But right now, Apollo Crews is in control. And he hits that slam into that standing moonsault one more time. And Jack Gallagher just looks like a rag doll. And there you see the teamwork. Lars Sullivan hopped up on the apron doing anything he could, taking that turnbuckle off to get the referee's attention away from the pinfall. Stinger's entered the ring, but it doesn't look like he's... referee's got him held at bay there. He's not letting him... Not letting him do anything. Apollo Crews back on the attack, though. And Crews looks like he's setting up for the finish here. And he's got Jack Gallagher up one more time in that military press. And he slams him down. And you know what comes next. That standing moonsault, and that's it. Apollo Crews, 1, 2, and oh, Aiden English. Aiden English at the last second showing why the Gentlemen's Club have been able to thrive for months. These 3 guys have each other's back as much as I've ever seen any 3-man team. The New Day, the Shield, all of them. I'd put the Gentlemen's Club right up there with any of them. Oh, and a nice clothesline there by Sting. It looks like he caught Gallagher awkwardly, but enough to do the damage. Now he's working on the legs, and that's not a bad idea. Take this guy's speed and agility away, and what's left? Aiden English comes in with a head of steam, but he misses. Stinger able to duck out of the way. Sends English into the ropes. Trying to go for that belly-to-belly, but English has got it scouted perfectly once again. And Aiden English able to thwart Sting's aggressive moves there. Looks like he's heading up to the top. And Aiden English, once again, we've seen some beautiful maneuvers off the top, but he missed that one. He missed that one, ladies and gentlemen. And Sting sends him into the corner, and that could be the one mistake. And a stinger splash. Aiden English made one mistake, and he is going to pay dearly as Sting is setting him up for that patented Scorpion Deathlock. Jack Gallagher just now getting to the apron, realizing what's going on. Aiden English in the middle of the ring, no choice but to tap out. Ladies and gentlemen, Sting and Apollo Crews pick up an impressive victory here tonight. And that will guarantee them some momentum heading into that 6-man tag team match at King of the Ring in 6 days. Take another look at Apollo Crews with that cruise control. He nails Jack Gallagher with that. We saw some great double team on display, but the Universal Champion has just been on an unstoppable roll. Hits that stinger splash. He locked on the Scorpion Deathlock, and that is it. Sting and Apollo Crews victorious here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to join us again, as I just mentioned, 6 short nights. We will be bringing you the King of the Ring. Sting, Apollo Crews, and Daniel Bryan will be teaming up to take on the Gentleman's Club. And we thank you for joining us here tonight, as it was absolutely our pleasure to bring you this. Wait a minute! It looks like, oh my God, we got some sore losers here. Lars Sullivan and Jack Gallagher just taking Apollo and Sting to Pound Town right now. My God! Aiden English still feeling the effects of that Scorpion Deathlock. I don't blame him. But Gallagher and Lars are in the ring just taking care of business. Look at this beatdown. Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Here comes Daniel Bryan! Daniel Bryan! I didn't even know he was here tonight. And he lays out Jack Gallagher with that chair. As Aiden English and Lars Sullivan pull Gallagher out of the ring, they're headed up the ramp. They've seen enough. Daniel Bryan, thankfully in the building tonight, able to make the save. And in 6 nights, these 6 men will meet and finally resolve these issues, and I can't wait. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said once again, thank you for joining us. It is always our pleasure. Don't forget to tune in to Warzone and SmackDown. And again, 6 nights, we got the King of the Ring coming up. Thank you once again, everyone, and good night.